Ford and the Fifth was the initial and the first grassroots organization that was founded back in the mid-'80s. And the whole premise for that organization was in looking at various data sources related to high school graduation, those individuals pursuing college degrees, those individuals actually having college degrees, adult literacy, etc. The 5th Congressional District at that time ranked dead last in the nation, 435 out of 435 congressional districts in educational attainment. So Congressman Rogers and many other community leaders across our region decided that it was time for that pendulum to swing the other direction and to note some of the good things that were also happening in the 5th Congressional District. As a result of that, a group of stakeholders from across the region decided that they wanted to begin to work and roll their sleeves up with education. Those individuals included, obviously, educators, parents, community leaders and business leaders, as well as students. So in doing that, the folks began to sit down, look at their own individual communities, and began to address some of the key issues. The vision of Ford and the Fifth is actually to be a catalyst and a motivator to improve educational attainment across the region. Many of you know that education is a foundation for much of what we talk about, jobs, economic development, tourism, etc. If we don't have that education base, then we sometimes struggle for that. So what can we as an organization do to assist individuals to identify some of those key education issues that we need to discuss today? And what are those answers? Not necessarily that Ford and the Fifth comes up with those answers, but again, to make people aware of what those issues are on the radar screen, and then to be able to make informed decisions. The mission of Ford and the Fifth also is a three-pronged approach related to engaging community stakeholders in the whole process, also to serve as advocates, to encourage all folks to improve their educational status. Be that from high school to college, a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, certification, advanced degrees. We as a region lag behind the rest of the state. Almost 3 times fewer individuals in southern and eastern Kentucky have a post-secondary degree as opposed to the remainder of the state. So we have some work to do in that area related. And then finally, to support our schools and communities in finding the resources that they can use to tap that education potential. In relation to that, I want to mention just a few of the programs that we offer across the region and work with communities to improve that educational status and achievement. We've been very successful in offering student mentoring programs. Many of you know the need for mentors across the region and across the country. So that's a great opportunity that we're able to work with our higher ed institutions as well as our K-12 communities. Also offering teacher professional development. You probably can't turn the news on and not hear about the restructuring of former Senate Bill 1 in relation to how K-12 and our higher ed institutions are working together to restructure standards and to make sure that our students are prepared for the 21st century. So that is a huge issue that we're working across the region to make sure our teachers are prepared to then be able to adequately prepare our students. Additionally, programs related to revitalizing local communities. Gathering people from a given community to sit down to talk about those issues, to come up with solutions. Because it's one thing for us to talk about what needs to happen from this central hub or from a central hub in Frankfurt or Washington, etc. But it's really those people in that community who live and work in that community on a daily basis to know how that would best be strategized to improve. So as a result, those are just a few examples, but we're really keen in right now on increasing the number of students that raise their attainment of education but also improving the value of education, because that has eroded over the last several years and decades. People don't value the education as much as they used to. So we're trying to get those college or those young people to realize that post-secondary and higher education can be a stepping stone and a vehicle to pursue whatever careers that they would like to in life.